Okay. طيب. Today we need to start the screen. Okay. Today we are going to talk about the most important lecture in your career. It's about ethics. Okay. Uh, what do we mean by ethics? Ethics before aesthetics. Think about the ethics of what you are doing before you think about the aesthetics. What is ethics? Ethics in Arabic هو علم الأخلاق وآداب المهنة. How do we conduct our profession? Ethics means morals, beliefs, values, ideals, high quality, ideology, principles, first rate, superior, excellent, respectable, honorable, proper, and noble. Means everything good. When you conduct your profession, you have always to look at the best type of practice you are offering. It's not necessarily the best design or the most beautiful design or the most creative building, but the most ethical conduct of your work. In our religion, ethics is an important part, ya Mustafa. Ethics is the most important part of religions. All religions, they push people to be ethical. Ethical, one of the main slogans that are used, عامل الآخرين كما تحب أن يعاملوك. The golden rule is basic tenet in almost all religions. If you study comparative religions, you will find that all religions, they call for ethics in human conduct, every conduct, not only for work, for social life, for with yourself, with your family, with your friends, with the community, and so forth. Islam, Christianity, Hinduism, Jewish, Confucian, and Buddhist, every other religion, they call for this. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you. Do to others as you would like others to do to you. In Islam, we have several parts of the Quran talking about ethics. Some of them are بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ويل للمطففين الذين إذا اكتالوا على الناس يستوفون وإذا كالوهم أو وزنوهم يخسرون. It's the same meaning. Do to others as you would like them to do to you. يا أيها الذين آمنوا أوفوا بالعقود. As we said, you have to write a contract with your client and you have to abide to this contract ethically. من أقوال الرسول إن الله يحب إذا عمل أحدكم عملا أن يتقنه ولا يؤمن أحدكم حتى يحب لأخيه ما يحب لنفسه. These are the big titles that all ethics are working under. In our profession, since you want to graduate and join the profession of architecture, joining this and getting the title of architect means that you have to subscribe to that society ethical standards. And every society, medicine, law, engineering, any society of professions, they have a code of ethics. And you have to abide with this code of ethics. If you don't or violate it, you will be terminated from that syndicate or association or group of professionals. So the first thing, you want to get your degree, you want to get your title, you want to get your professional image or career, you have to follow the ethical standards. And this is what we are focusing on in this lecture. You are granted some rights by the society, and in turn, they are obligated to meet acceptable standards of professional behavior. People will call you Bashmandis, not because you are nice or cute, no, because you are a professional, and they expect you to conduct your work as ethical as possible. Ethics is part of a social contract. And we know the social contract was introduced by the philosopher Jean-Jacques Rousseau. The social contract is by which people of different backgrounds and cultures could enter into an agreement that would limit some of their liberty, but in doing so would help to create a more solid foundation for civilization. A social contract, like in streets, there are traffic lights. Why do we follow the traffic lights? Because it's a social contract. Red means stop, yellow means be careful, green means go. If you violate this, you get a fine. So we sacrifice some of our liberties in order to have a social contract that creates the society, creates the civilization, and creates the culture that we are in. And this is one of the most important concepts of having or living in a good society or environment. The earliest written code of ethics for builders, engineers, and architects was introduced in 17 or 1800 BC or before Christ by Hammurabi in Mesopotamia, and it was very harsh. It stated that if a builder builds a house and does not build it properly, the house which he built fall in and kill its owner. What is the punishment? Not fine, not jail. That builder shall be put to death. If it kill the son of the owner, the son of that builder shall be put to death. That's why practice was of high standards and good quality and most ethical. When laws are weakened or not applied, it's a human, or let's say animal instinct in humans that encourage them to do unethical things. So yes, we have ethics inside us, but also there is a law that we are afraid to violate. So there are several spheres or contexts of our ethical standards. The most important is to protect the public. So our honesty and integrity provide a shield of protection to the public welfare and safety. Our first and most important ethical target is the public welfare, not the client, not the contractor, not the design, not the material. It is the public welfare. You have to think very carefully before you do anything. How will this affect the public welfare? How it will affect the users? How it will affect the client? How it will affect everyone that interacts with this? Is it a safe roof? Is it a useful space? Is it a comfortable area? How am I doing in my design? So as you say, the first thing is while performing your service, the architect foremost responsibility is the public welfare. Your creativity, your innovation, your computer skills, your technical skills, everything else comes after the public welfare. This is an easy thing to say, but most difficult to apply. Architects shall approve only those designs that safeguard the life, health, welfare, and property of the public while conforming to accepted professional standards. You have learned to draw, you have learned to design, you have learned computers, you have learned everything. You can use this for the good and you can use it for the bad, as anything else. So the first thing you think about before applying these skills is what am I doing and what is it for and how it will affect the public, the life of the people, the health of the people, and the welfare of those people that are going to use it. If an architect's professional judgment is overruled, resulting in danger to the life, health, welfare, or property of the public, the architect shall notify his or her employer or client and any other authority. That may be a problem. So while you're performing your work, either as in a design studio or in the site, mostly in the site, or in any other field, if you feel that there is something wrong, is done by the contractor, the concrete mixture is not appropriate, the material application is not appropriate, you have to notify first your employer. You're working for an architecture firm, you have to tell them, or if you find no response, you tell the client of the project. If they all don't do anything to what you are talking about, you notify the authority. If you feel that there is a danger on the lives of people in terms of concrete, steel, rebars, materials, installation, cladding can fall on heads of people, walls can fall on heads of people if the mortar mixture is not appropriate, fixation of all these stone cladding of buildings can fall on heads of people. Installation of windows, if it's not proper, it can fall on heads of people in the streets. This is your responsibility. Don't say, I don't care. It's not my responsibility. If you know it, then it's your responsibility. Architects shall be objective and truthful in professional reports, statements, and testimonies, and provide all pertinent supporting information relating to such reports, statements, and testimonies. After you graduate, you might be called to write a report about a building, or about an installation, or about a material. You will be subject to gifts, briberies, money to write a good report about bad material or bad situation. this is an ethical situation. What do you do? How do you handle this? And how do you conduct your work ethically? So it's a simple rule. If you have to be objective and truthful about anything you write, anything you sign, your signature after 1 month will be a credible signature, not just to play on papers. It will be taken to court, it will be taken as a professional judgment, and it will be a valuable document or opinion. Artists shall not express a professional opinion publicly unless it is based upon knowledge of the facts and a competent evaluation of the subject matter. So you have to provide opinions that you are sure of and they are based on knowledge, not just personal opinion. Anything you do from now should be based on professional knowledge, professional skills, expertise, not just a childish opinion anymore. Artists shall not express a professional opinion on subject matters for which they are motivated or paid, unless they explicitly identify the parties on whose behalf they are expressing the opinion. Are you expressing your opinion on behalf of the client, the contractor, the material supplier, who is paying you? And reveal the interest that parties have in the matter. The contractor has different interests than the client, than the user, than the material supplier. Each one has a different interest. One of them wants to sell more, another wants to finish the project quickly, another wants to have a good quality design. So you have to avoid bribery. Bribery, rashwa. Rashwa, like cinema tickets, a golden earrings, a diamond ring, a new car, a chalet. All these are kinds of briberies. From a McDonald's meal to a diamond ring. You have to make sure that you are not getting any sort of bribery from any source. You are getting money in return of your service and time and professional expertise. You have to avoid bribery, dishonesty, and slant in the business. Architects shall not associate in business ventures with nor permit their names or their names to be used by any person or firm which is engaging in dishonest, fraudulent, or illegal business practices. So avoid being part of any sort of this work. Architects who have knowledge of a possible violation of any of the rules shall provide pertinent information and assist in reaching a final determination of the possible violation. Again, the public welfare. Right. The second area of ethics is our ethics towards our client or employer. This is also important. The first one, we talked about the public welfare. The second one is our ethics towards our employer and clients. By applying the codes of ethics, an architect earns the trust and respect of his clients and employer. Don't hesitate. Don't say, well, the client wants this, the contractor wants this. The more you abide with your ethical standards, professional ethical standards, the more respect you get from the client, the users, the society as a whole. And this is a build up. If you start wrong, you will continue wrong. If you start ethical, you will continue to grow. So be patient, be persistent, follow the codes of ethics very closely and regularly. Artists shall not undertake technical assignments of which they are not qualified by education or experience. This would be unfair since the quality of work would be inferior. This is very common to new graduates. As soon as you graduate, you might find a very important, very big assignment that is coming to you to do. You have never done this assignment before. You don't have experience. But this will provide you with a very strong experience, and will provide you with good amount of money. This is not appropriate. It is unfair to those whom you are going to do the work for and provide the professional opinion too. So do not take any technical assignment that you think you are not qualified to do. Architect shall approve or seal only those plans or designs that deal with subjects in which they are competent and which have been prepared under their direct control and supervision. Don't sign on any paper unless you know what you're signing and the content of what you are signing. Was this part of your work? Was it done under your supervision and you can guarantee the quality and the content? Or is it someone that's bringing you papers to sign for license or for technical reports or whatever? Only the things that you did or done under your supervision. You may coordinate. This is a very big difference. You may coordinate entire projects, structural design, mechanical, electrical, lighting, everything, provided that each design component is signed or sealed by the specialist responsible for that design component. Yes, I cooperated with the structural engineers, but he is absent today and they want his signature on the drawings and the reports. Can you sign it? No. He has to sign it himself. Yes, they were done in cooperation with you, with your supervision, but they were not done by you. So he has to sign it first, and then you sign on top of his signature as a coordinator of the work, especially structural, mechanical, electrical, plumbing. All these are important documents that you coordinate, but you are not allowed to sign. Architect shall not reveal professional information without the prior consent of the employer or client, except as authorized or required by law. When you work for an employer, for an office, any information you know since you start work there, it's not your information. It belongs, it's owned by the firm or the employee. You are not allowed to share it. There are many secrets in offices. How do they do the work? What is the process? How do they get their jobs? You will know this information. You are not allowed to share it with your colleagues, with your friends, with your family on dinner to have a nice discussion. No. Any professional information is not yours. that is related to the work. Disclosure of this information would be giving away something that doesn't belong to you. You will hear many secrets when you work for anyone, for the government, for a company, for an office. You will hear insider information. You should not share this with your friends, with your colleagues, with your family, with anyone outside the work environment. Even inside the work environment, you should not exchange information that was not meant to be shared by others, by the owner or the client. Architects shall not accept valuable considerations, financial or otherwise, directly or indirectly, from contractors, their agents, or other parties while performing work for employer or clients. This is commonly known as bribery or conflict of interest. When you are supervising a project, you might find the subcontractor is inviting you for dinner in a fancy place, giving you a nice Rolex watch, giving you an envelope with some money inside it in order to pass some wrong work or incomplete work or sign some reports. So this is clearly bribery and conflict of interest. You are getting money from someone who is not part of your responsibility and will affect your professional judgment. Architects shall disclose to their employers or clients potential conflicts of interest or any other circumstances that could influence or appear to influence their professional judgment or the quality of their service. If you are supervising a project and 5 contractors applied for this project, one of them is your cousin or your neighbor or your friend, you have to tell the owner about this conflict of interest, that your judgment will be purely professional. It might be influenced by this relationship or this history or this information. So you have to make sure that there is no potential conflict of interest in any type of work you do. Architects shall not accept financial or other compensations from more than one party. You receive your monthly check from the owner and you receive gift another monthly check from the contractor, a third monthly check from the supplier. Whose party you are going to be honest to? No one. So this should be avoided and have no conflict of interest. You are working for one and only client. Architects shall not solicit or accept professional contract from a governmental body on which a principal or officer of their firm serves as a member. It happens. One of the firm members is in a certain ministry or government and they receive contracts from them. This is, of course, unethical. Architect who is principal or employee of a private firm and who serves as a member of a governmental body shall not participate in decisions relating to the professional service solicited or provided by the firm to the governmental body. You work for the government in a certain place, and then you take decisions regarding your office applying for a job. This is, of course, conflict of interest. The last level of ethical conduct that we work for is the honesty and goodwill among architects provide the foundation of maintaining the reputation of their profession. Our profession depends on what you do, how you conduct your practice. Architects shall not misrepresent or permit misrepresentation of their or any of their associates' academic or professional qualifications. They shall not misrepresent their level of responsibility nor complexity of prior assignments. CVs are very important. You have to write in your CV or resume only the things you did and know. We find طبعا CVs of newly graduates with 10 pages of projects. How did they have time to do all this? And if you participated in part of the project, you have to write. Don't write the name of the project as if it is your own. Oh, I did 2 drawings in this project. Okay. So I know the scope of work that you did in that project. So misrepresentation of qualification or expertise or experiences is very common in resumes. And this is also an unethical conduct. Architects shall not directly or indirectly give as much as you take. Don't give, solicit, or receive any gift or commission or other valuable consideration in order to obtain work. So don't pay rashwa or bribery to get jobs. This is also unethical. Remember the term bribery and conflict of interest. Architects shall not attempt to injure maliciously or falsely, directly or indirectly, the professional reputations, prospects, practice, or employment of other architects, nor discriminately criticize the work of other architects. It has to be based on judgment, professionalism, and knowledge of the work. Don't just go around, oh, this one, he doesn't know anything. This one, no, he's not that good. No, this one is that. You have to be careful about this. All right, we will go through some of the codes of conduct. The first is the Union of International Architects. And as you see, the architect's obligations are divided into 5 parts: towards the general, toward the public, toward the client, toward the profession, and toward the colleagues. And this is how most codes of conduct are written in any profession or any work. They are divided into canons or first element, principles, the general obligations, and then it provides standards that shows how this can be applied. So this one is general obligation, obligations to the public. Again, it sets the standard, the principle, and then standards one by one, and it tells you what to do in each situation. So these documents must be read carefully and must be followed closely. Let's take one example. An architectural firm shall not represent itself in a misleading fashion. Architects shall uphold the law in the conduct of their professional activities. You will find that all of the standards are very clear and simple. Obligation to the client. What is your obligation to the client? Architects, let's take 3.3. Architects shall carry out their professional work without undue delay, and so far as it is within their power, within an agreed reasonable time limit. Don't delay the work in order to pressure the client to pay more. This is unethical. Don't provide a misleading information. Don't submit unfinished drawings. This is all unethical towards the client. Also, architects shall not offer any inducements or to procure an appointment. No, don't pay for anything to get the job. Your obligations to the profession. Architects shall pursue their professional activities with honesty and fairness. Architects shall, to the best of their ability, strive to contribute to the development of architectural knowledge, culture, and education. So it's part of your ethical obligation to share your experience and expertise with future generations. What did you learn? How did you use what you have learned in your practice? What was missing from your education that you think students should know more? Obligations towards colleagues. Architects should respect their rights and acknowledge the professional aspirations and contributions of their colleagues and the contribution made to their works by others. So you have to mention everyone who helped you in the project or provide you the information. From architecture or outside architecture. So architects shall not appropriate the intellectual property of nor unduly take advantage of the ideas of another architect without express authority from the originating architect. Like what we do in research, you have to write your reference. Where did you get this? Do you have permission to use it or not? Obligations to colleagues are many. Architects shall provide their associates and employees with the suitable working environment, compensate them fairly, and facilitate their professional development. You are owner of an office. You have to make sure that your employers are getting a fair compensation for their time and effort and expertise. They have a good quality environment to work in. And you have to help them develop by continuing education courses, by professional development training, and so forth. So let's take some ethical problems. While working on a final stage of a job, you notice that one small clause in the contract has been violated accidentally. What should you do? Tell the client about it. Look for a loophole. دور على مخرج من الموضوع on the contract. Don't worry about it. اشتري دماغك. Let your boss or the client worry later. Or fire the person who caused the violation. Which one do you think is the ethical conduct here? 1A, B, C, D. As we always know, ethics problems are always easy to identify. The correct answer is very easy to identify, but very difficult to apply. This is a common rule in ethics. الحلال بين والحرام بين يا شيخ مصطفى. We know what is right and we know what is wrong. But it's usually hard to select the right because it might affect our things. So the best answer is definitely A. You know that there is a problem in the contract. You have to tell the client about it. So the small clause of the program that you forget about might end up like this, that there is a difference in dimension. The whole project is not working at the end because you didn't tell the client that there were 10 centimeters in the beginning that we didn't follow, or we didn't follow this and that. Type problem 2. Your company is developing a brand new product or a new project. They are designing a new project. Which of the following might you be allowed to do? Sell the details of the project to whoever might be interested. Give out design details to interested parties, provided they will not use this information against your firm. Disclose cost information to those interested. Describe the project application of the product to those interested. This is a bit difficult because most all the answers have good and bad in them. But in ethics, what we do is that we eliminate the worst scenario and then start to think about the next. So should you sell the details? Definitely no. You are working for Office A on a project and you have reached a solution or a concept, and then you take it in the evening and go to another office and tell them this is what they are doing. So they do something else. Or give out design details to interested parties? Definitely no. Disclose cost information? Definitely no. Describe the projected application of the project to those interested? This might be appropriate, but not needed. You're only describing that, yeah, we are designing an application to solve attendance problem. How? But they will be asked, how? And what program you are using? And how much does it cost? This is confidential information. So you might describe the project, but not reveal the details. Your boss had indicated that you are going to receive a special assignment. There are parts of this assignment you do not feel confident undertaking. What should you do? The first thing is to tell your boss about your reservations. Usually new graduates are eager to get big projects. Yes, I can do anything. Okay, here is a hospital, 300 bed hospital. Okay, I can do it. Did you do hospitals before? No. Do you know about healthcare? No. So you should not accept assignments that are not part of your expertise or knowledge. This is easy. You are a project manager of a design assignment. Your boss needs completed project signed and submitted today. However, one of the engineers working on the projects is homesick and has not yet given finishing a signature to his portion. Which of the following options is correct? You may sign the project as a coordinator. You must either wait for the signature of the sick engineer or have his portion completely reviewed and reapproved. You may go ahead and submit the design without the signature of the sick engineer. You are in charge of the project and are authorized to forge. Look for the alarming words. يعني تزور his signature. You would have good handwriting, so you will imitate his signature. طبعا you must wait. or remove the part that was not signed and approved. طيب, an architect may not solicit contract from governmental body on which a principal member of his firm serves as an officer. Okay. We're not going to go through this. You should not get work from places where one of your principals works for. Okay, we will stop the recording here. And continue without recording our debate or discussion.